Welcome everybody. How is everyone doing tonight? We can turn that off. And hopefully everyone is doing well as tonight. We're going to take a quick look at towards next season, in which we have a lot of different scenarios and other stuff to look at. But looking towards the roster for next season, if you look at the Lakers, that is a roster, I would say, relatively built pretty well. I mean, you have Rondo, and then you have the signing of Quinn Cook, who played for Golden State last season, and then Caruso, who was backup, and then the re-signing of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. But then you have Danny Green, who won some titles with San Antonio, and then of course Toronto last season with the championship, and then now with the Lakers. Then you have veteran Avery Bradley and Troy Daniels backing them up, and then LeBron James, Thabo Sefolosha, who played for Utah last season, and then Jared Dudley, okay, and then Anthony Davis, the Big A train, and then veteran Kyle Kuzma. Well, veteran, but I mean he's one young kid out of Utah, but grew up a little bit last year. And then you have DeMarcus Cousins, JaVale McGee, Jonathan Williams, and the only big concern is the fact that you have Cousins and McGee, not prolific big-time scorers, but it's hard to say how that will really transcend everything in the long run. My biggest concern for this team is at the small forward position, because of the fact that you've got three guys. Of course, LBJ is LBJ, a very good player, but he is starting to get up there, and the big question will continue as he gets older is just how much more can he actually give to the team, and that's going to be the big question right there, as he gets older. So, hey, Mike and Lady, how's it going? So, I would say that would be my concern area right there. It's a small forward position when you got James, Sefolosha, and Dudley. James, who will be 34, Sefolosha will be 35, and then Dudley, who will be also 34. And then, you do have Davis and Kuzma, young guys who can really play that position well. And then Cousins and McGee, who are still relatively young. Too bad age doesn't mean better. Well, I mean, there's just a few things that kind of do start to go a little bit as you get older. But as you can see on the Lakers, your top two players are Davis and James. So we'll have to see. For the Magic, well, you have DJ Augustine, Markelle Fultz, who was in that trade with the 76ers last season. Michael Carter-Williams, who has just about played for everybody, just about, except on the West Coast. And then Evan Fournier, who played for Orlando last year, and Terrence Ross. So re-signing them was a big deal. And then you have Al-Farouq Aminu, a guy who spent quite a bit of time for at least a few seasons in Portland. But he is a veteran guy who seems to really pop in the shots at the right time. And defensively, he's a good player too. I remember when he played at Wake Forest, he was a very good player. Jonathan Isaac played for the team last year. Shuma Okeke, who played at Auburn last year, was part of that Final Four team. And then Awandu, who played for Orlando last year. Aaron Gordon back with still with the team, and then Emil Jefferson, who young man out of Duke, and then you have Nikola Vucevic, who signed a 5-year deal to remain with the team, and then backing him up, of course, is Mohamed Bamba, the young man out of Texas. And then you have Ken Birch, and then, of course, veteran center Timothy Mozgov. Hard to believe. I remember when this young man came up with New York and then Denver, and then and then played Cleveland. And then last season was with Brooklyn before being dealt to Orlando. And then Dallas Mavericks, veteran J.J. Barea is still running the point with DeLeon White backing him up, Jalen Brunson, and then veteran Seth Curry, the brother of Stephon Curry, and then Tim Hardaway Jr., Courtney Lee, Ryan Broekhoff, and then Luka Doncic, who really had a fantastic season last season. Justin Jackson, the young man of North Carolina, played for Sacramento. And then Dorian Finney-Smith. And then Kristaps Porzingis, who will be able to play, which hopefully should work out for him pretty well. And then Kostas Antetokounmpo. And then now the center position has more or less than be desired. Dwight Powell is a good center. Is he a game changer? Hard to say if he is. And then you have Boban Marjanovic backing him up in the middle, Maxi Kleber, and then Salah Majiri in the middle. And then the Brooklyn Nets, boy, did they have an off-season. 2 remembers they have, as they added Kyrie Irving on a 5-year deal, along with Spencer Dinwiddie, and of course reacquiring Karis LeVert and Musa, and then getting Kevin Durant. The only bad news is because of the injury issues of Kevin Durant, he will not be available for this upcoming season, so it will be the next season when he'll be available to play for the Nets. And then you have Joe Harris, Taurean Prince, and then Kirks, and then Temple, and then of course he's a young man out of North Carolina, Theo Pinson, who was drafted by the Nets last season during the draft. And then Alan Williams and Luke Mabamute, which we know that name well. And then DeAndre Jordan, who's more with rebounding and block shots than scoring. I mean, he did score 12 points a game, but 15 rebounds a game, which is quite a hefty amount of work there. And then Jared Allen, the young man who is really starting to come up in his own from Texas and can rebound and block shots too. So, maybe they won't need as much help from the center position. Denver, you have Jokic, Paul Millsap, Jamal Murray, and all those guys once again back again. Gary Harris, Will Burton, Michael Porter Jr. So everything else should kind of work out for him. Jeremy Grant signed over from OKC to Denver, and then Tyler Lydon, and then Jokic, Mason Plumlee. Now here is interesting. You have the 18-year-old kid from Oregon, the son of Manute Bol, 7'3", 208 pounds. And he's got a little bit of work to do with his weight, but he's certainly, in case Jokic or Plumlee gets injured, he's definitely somebody that could probably come off the bench and really, hopefully, protect that rim really well. So hopefully that will work out for him in the long run. With Indiana, they signed Malcolm Brogdon, who played with Milwaukee last season, who can play either that point or the shooting guard positions. That really gives them a little bit of greatness there. And then you have Oladipo, and then Jeremy Lamb, who came over from Charlotte to sign with Indiana. No doubt he wants to play for a winner. T.J. Warren, and then Wilson Chandler, and then Doug McDermott, and then T.J. Leaf, and then Elise Johnson, and then you have Miles Turner still in the middle with Domantas Sabonis, and then go get Vitsi, a young man out of the Republic of Georgia, who was acquired in the draft. And then New Orleans Pelicans, this will be interesting here. Veteran Jrue Holiday played for the team last season, and then trade over from the Lakers Lonzo Ball, and then Nickeil Alexander-Walker also with the group. And then you have veteran three-point specialist J.J. Redick, E'Twaun Moore, at shooting guard Josh Hart, also with the Pelicans, and then Trayvon Blewett from Xavier. So it'll be interesting to see how Hart and Ball, and then Brandon Ingram, Darius Miller, Kenrich Williams, and then here's the the big news, Zion Williamson at the power forward. No doubt he is going to be a game changer for the team. And then Sheik Diallo also at the power forward position. Then you have the center position kind of took a little bit hit with the A train leaving, going to LA. But you have veteran Derek Favors, a young man out of Georgia Tech who played many seasons for Utah after being drafted by Brooklyn in the beginning, and then played plenty of seasons for Utah. Can score, he can rebound, can block shots. I would say the only tough part about him, he's only 6'10", but if he can protect that paint, and then he'll have Julio Okafor helping him out, backing him up, and then of course 6'11" young man out of Texas, Jackson Hayes, hopefully to protect the rim also. Detroit, I tell you, they signed Derrick Rose, who decided not to re-sign with the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then Reggie Jackson, and then Tim Frazier, and then Whitehead. But Derrick Rose playing for Minnesota last season. So hopefully we'll see how that goes. Luke Kennard and Langston Galloway, Bruce Brown and Kyrie Thomas at shooting guard, and then Tony Snell and Sladislav Mihalik, also the young man out of Kansas who was drafted by the team. And then Blake Griffin at the power forward position, and then Dumbuya, and then Markieff Morris, veteran Markieff Morris from Kansas, and then Andre Drummond and Thon Maker making up the middle. And then Toronto, well, I tell you, the team's going to be a little different from this World Championship that they won. You know, you still do have veteran point guard Kyle Lowry, and then of course Van Fleet played so well in the finals, and then they signed Jeremy Lin to the team. Norman Powell, Jody Meeks, Powell did play for Toronto last season. Jody Meeks played for Washington last season. And then OG Anunoby, he is back with the team. And then you have Stanley Johnson, who comes over from Detroit with the team. And then Patrick McCall, who came over from Golden State. So a little bit of, Golden State kind of breaking it up just a little bit. And then Malcolm Miller, young man out of Holy Cross. And then Pascal Siakam. And then Rondé Hollis Jefferson, the young man from Brooklyn, who was drafted by Brooklyn, played for Brooklyn for a few seasons, 3 seasons in general. Last season was his best number, 13 points a game. Was his best for Brooklyn, but he decided to not re-sign with the Nets after they signed Irving and Durant, so he decided to go elsewhere and come to Toronto, see if he can help them out. And then Moreland and Boucher also backing him up. And then in the middle, veteran center Marc Gasol, who played so many years in Memphis and then came over and won a championship with Toronto. And then, of course, backing him up, Serge Ibaka, who started his career with the team this man used to be on, OKC Thunder. And so Houston bulked themselves up just a bit when they made the trade to get Russell Westbrook to join James Harden, a combination that have not been together since the early days of the OKC Thunder. Also, Rivers coming over from the Clippers to Houston to play for them, Duval and then Chioza. At the point guard position, of course, James Harden, who started with OKC in 2009-10. He was drafted by OKC in 2009 and then played for them for 3 seasons. That included 1 run to the NBA Finals during that run, and then, of course, since 2012-13 season, he has been with Houston since then. 10 year, will be a 10-year pro out of Arizona State this coming season. Eric Gordon also re-signing Iman Shumpert, who played for Sacramento last year, coming over, and then Michael Frazier, young man from Florida. See if he can add anything. And then, of course, Gerald Green, Daniel House coming over from Golden State, or actually Phoenix, to the or actually House played for Houston last season too, but then Vince Edwards. Then you have the Manimal, Kenneth Faried, on the team, PJ Tucker. And then Gary Clark, the young man out of Cincinnati. So some pretty good picks there. And then Clint Capella, who was really considered trade type rumors, whether they would trade him or not. And then Isaiah Hartenstein, young 20-year-old, did not play college ball. So San Antonio, it's hard to say just how well they will be. They still do have Derek White, Deontay Murray, Patrick Mills at the point, and then DeMar DeRozan, Brian Forbes, Marco Bellinelli, Walker IV, Keldon Johnson, and then you have Rudy Gay, DeMarre Carroll coming over from Brooklyn to San Antonio to help out with some three-point shooting, and then of course veteran Nick Young, who has always been considered a little bit of a problem in the locker room. Did play 4 seasons with the Lakers before going to Golden State, and then coming over to sign with the Spurs this year. And then you have Luka Samic, who, the young man drafted from Croatia. So it'll be interesting. Now, will he have the same type of impact as Luka Doncic did for Dallas this past season? That will be the big question. So that would be a big question. And of course, Ben Moore, Drew Eubanks playing behind him, and then of course the center position, veteran LaMarcus Aldridge, and then Jacob Paletti. Now, team will go as far as it can, but whether this lineup is playoff worthy, hard to say. Ricky Rubio signing with the Phoenix Suns, along with Tyler Johnson to help them, hopefully get the team up and going once again. And then you have Devin Booker still with the Phoenix Suns, Michael Bridges backing him up, Ty Jerome, who was drafted out of Virginia, part of the national championship Virginia Cavaliers, and Ty Jerome will be backing them up on Phoenix's side. And then you have Kelly Oubre Jr. coming over from Washington to sign with the Suns, Cameron Johnson also from North Carolina with the team, and he should be able to really, he was a spot shooter last season for the Tar Heels, so he should be able to help out. Dario Saric, veteran man who seems to have worked his way all over, but started out with Philadelphia the last couple seasons, and then Dragon Bender, who's still with Phoenix, backing up Saric. Then you have, of course, the big man DeAndre Ayton in the middle, Frank Kaminsky coming over from Charlotte to Phoenix, and then Aaron Baines coming over from Boston to the Phoenix Suns. So we'll really just have to see just how far the Suns can go with their lineup. That will be the big question. OKC Thunder, hard to say just how well this team will really go, especially with the rumors of Chris Paul. Could he possibly be retained with his 3 more years still on his current deal? The Thunder could just buy out the rest of his deal, release him, and then he'll be free to go anywhere else he wants to go. Dennis Schroeder staying with the team, and then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, young man out of Kentucky. I think he'll be a big help at that point guard position. Then Terrence Ferguson, Deontay Burton, and then Diallo also with the team, and then Andre Robertson, Corey Brewer. He's been a journeyman all over his career. Started out with Minnesota, Dallas, Denver, Minnesota again, Houston, the Lakers, and then the Thunder, and then Dante Grantham, and then Delano Gallinari, who been a journeyman himself, and then Darius Baisley, who coming out of high school, and signed with the Thunder, and then Mike Muscala, and then Patrick Patterson also with the team. And then of course the middle pretty secure with Steven Adams and Nerlens Noel in the middle. So I think they're going to be now well into. Now it's hard to believe that Steven Adams is, I remember this man playing at Pittsburgh, but I tell you, he certainly looks older. It's like he's been in the league forever, but quite an interesting thing. Now, here we go. Now, the big talk is How well will the Minnesota Timberwolves do? Well, big question right now is we'll just really have to see of all the deals they've done. But Derrick Rose going on to Detroit was a little bit of a shocker. Jeff Teague will still run the point along with Shabazz Napier, a young man who's kind of been around a little bit, drafted by Miami, and then played for Orlando and Portland. So it'll be interesting to see how well see how well he does. And then of course you have Andrew Wiggins and then Jarrett Culver, young man out of Texas Tech, man who helped lead his Red Raiders to the national championship in basketball, only to lose to Virginia. Josh Okogie also at the shooting guard position, and then you have C.J. Williams and Jared Terrell and also at that position. And then small forwards, Robert Covington, young man who I remember, Houston, and then 4 or 5 seasons with Philadelphia. And then Jake Layman, I think that's a pretty good trade-off. Hopefully he'll be able to, of course he spent a lot of time coming off the bench for Portland, but we'll see just how well he can do. Lowell Dang, not like woohoo, what a deal with this signing, but then of course you have Keita Bates-Diop also from Ohio State, and then Trayvon Graham, and then Cameron Reynolds, a young man from Tulane, and then Trayvon Graham who played for Charlotte last season, and then of course you have Noah Vonleh. So the power forward position could be pretty well. And then Jordan Bell, so he's a young man who really helped Golden State's run, along with Kevon Looney, with protecting the backside of the basket, and he could be a big help for Karl Anthony Towns, as he has great length, even though listed at 6'9", but he has great length in shot blocking and rebounding. Doesn't score that much, but he is an excellent rebounder, shot blocker. So we'll see how the team does. And then Karl Anthony Towns, and then backing him up is Georges Niang. So we'll see how that one goes. Portland Trailblazers along with Damian Lillard, and they signed Aaron Brooks, young man. Then they signed Aaron Brooks to the team, and then of course Anthony Simons, no change there. C.J. McCollum, Ken Bazemore coming over from Atlanta to the Portland Trailblazers, and then Gary Trent Jr. And then Rodney Hood re-signing with the team. Mario Hezonja, who played for Orlando last season, and then Nazir Little, young man out of North Carolina, will also be at that small forward position. Played 1 year at North Carolina, did very well for us coming off the bench, and hopefully he'll be able to provide that spark for the team. And then you have Anthony Tolliver, who's quite a bit of teams he played for last season. And then Skal Labissiere coming over from Sacramento to Portland, and then Joseph Nurkic, and then Hassan Whiteside going from the Heat to he was part of a 4-team trade deal that brought, of course, can't think of his name right now. Brought him to the Miami Heat, while Whiteside was then traded over to Portland Trailblazers, and then Zach Collins also backing up. So Nurkic is a good scorer. Whiteside, he can protect the rim, and then Zach Collins, the team should be good. Golden State, we'll have to see how that next season will be. Of course, Stephon Curry, Sean Livingston. Of course, Livingston, I believe, was released from the team, so we'll just see how it goes from there. This roster still up and not quite finalized yet, with all the deals still going on, but this is how it is currently right now. D'Angelo Russell came over from Brooklyn to Golden State, and then Alex Burks, who came over from Utah to Golden State. Jacob Evans, and then Jordan Poole still with the team. Of course, Jordan Poole, he was drafted out of Michigan to play with Golden State. And then, of course, Klay Thompson out with his injury, suffered in the finals, the torn ACL. He will be out for this season, so that means guys like Glenn Robinson III and Alfonso McKinney will have to play mighty big for the team to help, now. They'll go as far as Draymond Green and Stephon Curry can go. And Jonas Jerebko, Amari Spellman coming over from Atlanta to Golden State. But Draymond Green also there to help out with the team. And then Willie Cauley-Stein, he doesn't score a whole lot. He's kind of your prolific JaVale McGee type player, but he can rebound, he can protect the rim at shot blocking. So, and then Kevon Looney, who can also really help out with the rim protection, the young man who played at UCLA. We'll just have to see how it goes from there. Wizards, let's see. John Wall still with the team. Isaiah Thomas, they signed him. Ish Smith coming over from Detroit to Washington. Bradley Beal. And then Rua Hachimura, young man out of Gonzaga. I saw him play many times, including against the Big Z, Zion Williamson, in a tournament in which Rua Hachimura was pretty much tit for tat with the Big Z in that battle, which Gonzaga won. But I think he'll be hopefully a big help to the Wizards. And then you have veteran DJ Miles behind him, Troy Brown Jr., Jalen Jones, young man who played for Dallas and the New Orleans Pelicans, signing with the team. Young man out of Texas A&M, Devin Robinson. Also at the small forward position, Davis Bertans. Also in that power forward position, Sam Decker coming over from Cleveland and the Clippers to Washington this season. And of course, Thomas Bryant in the middle with Ian Mahinmi and then Moritz Wagner. So it'll be interesting just to kind of see how everything really works its way out. To Philadelphia, with Ben Simmons, Josh Richardson at shooting guard, Tobias Harris at small forward, the veteran Al Horford in the middle. On the other end, who can play power forward and center. And then, of course, Joel Embiid and Greg Monroe playing the center position. So Philadelphia, we'll have to see just how well they do as a team. That will be the big question there. As I think it'll be interesting. How will Kemba Walker do with the Boston Celtics, a team that's still relatively pretty well entombed with the team. Ty Lawson, Brad Wanamaker, and Kemba Walker running the point. Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart at shooting guard, along with Romeo Langford. And then you have Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward at the small forward position, Grant Williams and Yabusele, power forward, and then Enes Kanter, who played really well with New York, and then of course Portland last season. And then Daniel Theis in the middle, and Robert Williams. So if Kanter can play to how he played with Portland last season and really be that difference maker in the middle, Boston should be pretty well off right now. Now, with the Clippers and their acquisitions of the people they did get, which is of course the biggest one, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George at the small forward position, and then of course JaMychal Green, and then Montrezl Harrell, and then Vika Zubac, and then Muhammad Wynn, and then Kawhi Leonard. It'll be interesting how the team does overall. Of course, with them sharing the Staples Center with, of course, who, that will be a big question to see just how well the team will do overall. So let's kind of see what's on who's playing. So Golden State and Houston. So we'll kind of highlight that game real quick. Golden State and Houston, just how well will the team do? We're going to relatively keep it pretty realistic so that it's nothing too big time. We'll have to say Clay out. We'll have to take Clay out. But way down the list. So, the big question will be just how well will the team do? We're going to kind of just flip around, check out a little bit of everything. We're not going to do whole games. We're just going to test things out. Maybe the first couple of periods, just to see how the team will do. Yeah, there you see Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Gerald Green, Kenneth Faried, Clint Capella, Stephon Curry, D'Angelo Russell, Glenn Robinson III. So it'll be interesting just to kind of see how things will work out. Alright, so Curry can keep, there's one thing I forgot to do. Put in my custom made sliders. So Russell on Harden, and Russell getting the steal right away. Now I think he'll be, he's got to be able to make those. And I'll tell you, Russell can give, I think he'll be good because he can give anybody a chance to really, oh my goodness, and defense game so far. Yeah, Houston, it'll be interesting just to see how well they will do, because of the fact that you got two guys who like really handling the ball a ton. So foul quickly on Capella as he goes to the free throw line, gets the first, and a chance to go for two, and gets both. So the big matchup. And now, ooh, that's what Curry's good at, just that little, getting just a little bit of space and dropping the three. But for Houston, when you have two guys who can, never know who to cheer for. With two teams that are going to be pretty well. I mean, already the team looks so much different, with the new people. And there's a foul on Clint Capella, so Draymond Green will go to the free throw line. Oh my goodness. Sure, Draymond Green can't not do much of anything to help there. Oh, nice defense there to prevent the alley-oop. And he rips that three-pointer, so 6-2 favor Golden State right now. And there's a quick 2 points for Clint Capella in the middle. So Rockets kind of finally hitting their first So there's the switch real quick with Westbrook on Draymond Green. No contest there. Yeah, Westbrook can play well, but I think against somebody like Draymond, he's going to be free out overmatched just a little bit. Trying to get that step back, and with Stein there, that's where Stein is going to be big time helpful to the team, is his ability to his ability to really make a difference. And no good there by Robinson. And Harden from 3, so 8-7. Trying to get the screen there. And nice assist. Oh yeah, I think the D'Angelo Russell will be a good matchup. He's got some size on him, so he can really play that position well, and he should be able to give Harden a little bit of a challenge to deal with. And of course, his ability to hit the 3 will be a big plus. And a little bit of a little step back there. That's Harden's game, just a little step back and then nailing the 3. And Robinson getting the 3. Go Houston, huh? But we're going to kind of take a look tonight at most of the teams who had major changes to their team. I mean, just to kind of see how things will look towards next season. We even took a look at the Nets and see how they will be without. I mean, yes, they have Kyrie Irving, but they won't have Kevin Durant back until the next season. And that's one thing Cauley-Stein's got to get really good at, is his ability to finish those inside shots. Now Curry stroking it from 3. Now Houston calling a quick timeout here with a 19-14 Golden State lead here in the first period. So needless to say, I think the team is going to be pretty well played off for next season. Now you have Verepko coming out on the floor. Now Verepko with a nice rebound. And you're leaving Curry open. Big mistake there. Burke's trying to prevent Austin Rivers from getting in there, but not so much. And now Kevon Looney. Oh, and that's where Kevon Looney comes in mighty handy. Just has that long length of arms there. And PJ Tucker with the Alright, so 2 points there. And Curry again for 3. He just hides behind that little pick and roll action. And he is so good at it. And Burks nails the 3. So 12-point lead right now for Golden State. So if Golden State can kind of keep this type of thing going next season, they need more defense. If they can keep this type of thing up next season, we'll see. Yeah, Looney is a comfortable scorer, but like I said, his main strength is rebounding and shot blocking. And there you can kind of see just the difference there. He's coming up in the paint to possibly. Oh my goodness. But yeah, as they look at it, of course he Alright, so Hyman Shumpert in for Houston right now. Oh, gets fouled by Rebko. A young man who started out with the Knicks. And it's kind of journeyed his way around just a little bit. And now landing in Houston this season, or next season. But if he continues to keep missing like that, well, that's not going to be well for them. And Berg, yep, 2 points there. And there's Eric Gordon for 2. So 39-27. That's not his game there. And there's 2 easy points for Alex Burks on the break. Yeah, this is where, yeah, it's going to be hard to say just how well Houston will come out. Yeah, if it looked like both Westbrook and Harden can play really well together, then they should be pretty well. Now, whether to say they're going to be a finals capability team, I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, what a block there by Rebko. And there's a foul on PJ Tucker on Kevon Looney. So this will be his. Alright, so 43-30, 13-point lead for Gold State at this point. Like I said, we're going to kind of take a look around tonight, different teams, just to kind of see how they'll be looking like for next season. I'll tell you this right now, if they can continue. If Gold State gets out to a good stretch run, don't have too much dramatization with the locker room or anything like that, then they should be well to go. Yeah, next year they'll be in their new. They'll be in. And Westbrook, yeah, that's where he is going to be so strong for Houston. The fact that he can just drive right in and finish. Russell against Harden, that will be a big matchup. So Green stroking it for 3. Yep, only the season will tell. Yeah, what I'm going to kind of do with this season is kind of just, like I said, we're going to be trying out different things, but we're also going to kind of maneuver on ahead in the season, maybe up to the All-Star break, just to see. Woo! Russell. Just to see how how the team will be by the time the All-Star game comes. And there's Westbrook again. I tell you, yeah, if he can really I think legitimately this team's got oh. No, Green for three. Yeah, teams don't really come off the screen that well, and there's a foul on Capella. So his second. So 53-38, the Manimal Kenneth Fareed in the game now. We'll also take a look at the Pelicans just to see how. And there's a foul on Gerald Green. His first as Willie Cauley-Stein scores from in close. Nice assist from Sean Livingston. Like I said, he was released in the so whether he will re-sign with Gold State or another team, we'll see. So 2 points there, 56-40. And Livingston with the foul, his first. And this is what James Harden thrives on, getting to that free throw line. And Draymond Green, I tell you, if you don't come out and guard that man, you are going to be in a serious amount of trouble. And there's a timeout by Houston. So 59-42. Livingston with the steal there. Ooh. Yeah, Golden State, they thrive in that fast break. In that fast break opportunity, so if they can keep that up. And there's 2 points there. And I would say that's his biggest weakness, is Russell Westbrook's ability to hit that three-pointer. And if you're unable to really hit those short shots, then you are going to be in serious trouble. Oh. Alright, so three-pointer there, 66-44. And Stephon Curry looking to check back in. Three-pointer for James Harden, as he's got 13. Oh, what a block by Draymond Green there. And, whew, Harden. And Russell for three. The Warriors will take the ball here on that missed three-pointer. So substitutions coming in: Livingston, Robinson, and Zion coming out, and Kevin Looney coming in along with Stephon Curry for the final 125. And there's Clint Capella for the slam. And whoo. Repko coming in for Draymond Green here, as of course Golden State, as they do so well, they just, if you don't slow them down, really take away their shooting abilities, then they are going to make things very tough for you. And shot clock violation. That's once again the Golden State defense. Alright, so 72. 72-51 at the half, as you can kind of see here. Does not, I mean, you know, me playing at Golden State, but you know, they're really, I mean, if Golden State plays on this type of level next season, they'll have too many issues in the locker room. You know, like they did this past season with Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, all those guys. Overall, the team should do pretty well overall. I mean, overall, I think they'll, you know, Harden 23 points in that first half, 18 for Curry, 5 assists. And of course, I can't wait to see the screenshots for next season, 2K20, of how they'll look from the Bay of San Francisco, where Golden State will have their new arena. Then the first half of this game, Curry 18 points, 5 assists. Draymond Green 16 points, 3 assists, and a blocked shot. Alex Burks 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 block, and 1 assist for him. D'Angelo Russell 7 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, and also a blocked shot. Willie Cauley-Stein 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal for the big guy from Kentucky. Sheldon Livingston, Kevin Looney 4 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, and a blocked shot himself. Glenn Robinson the third, 3 points on the 3-pointer, and then Repko, and then Spellman, Evans, Poole have not played in this game for Houston. Of course, James Harden 23 points, 9 to 17 shooting, 3 for 7 from 3-point range. PJ Tucker 9 points, Russell Westbrook 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists for him, 1 block shot. Capella 6 points, 6 rebounds. Eric Gordon 5, Austin Rivers 2, Joe Green 1 assist, 1 steal. Ken Free 2 rebounds, 1 assist. He's mostly known for rebounding. You know, last season he only averaged 5 points a game for Denver. Daniel House, Shumpert did not do much of anything. Hartenstein and Clark and everyone else did not play yet. So, yeah, overall, I think the team will do. As we take a look at the simulation of this game, yes, as you can see, it was well in hand, 140 down, 114. So it was overall in the game. Curry going off for 50 in this game, 7 points, 9 rebounds. Russell 18, Draymond Green 16. Yeah, we're not worrying about that. 13 points for Willie Cauley-Stein. Burks 12, Looney 10, Repko 7, Livingston then with 5, and Robinson finished with 3 points in the game. Harden finished the game with 31 points, 7 assists. Clint Capella 21 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocked shots, and a steal. Eric Gordon 21 points, PJ Tucker 13, Austin Rivers 11, Russell Westbrook 9 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. This young man can rebound and shoot. Free with 6 points, Joe Green with 2. Shumpert at House still did not score any in the rest of this game, so needless to say, yeah, that game did not quite go as well as they hoped. So, but overall, it'll be interesting to kind of see just how, you know, some teams are going to be in the long run. Overall, as we take a look, let's see, we got the Bulls, we got the Nets and Pacers. Yeah, we'll take a look at the Nets also. Orlando, Phoenix, Sacramento, and Houston once again. Yeah, New Orleans, and we'll take a look at that game. And we'll also take a look at the Timberwolves, Pelicans, and the Grizzlies. Big question is just how well will you can see the lineup there: Jay Morant, Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Dwight Howard. In the middle, dealing with Lonzo Ball, J.J. Redick, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Derek Favors. So overall, the big question is going to be just, you want to talk about an underdog club. It'd definitely be this team, but with a team like Ball, Redick, Ingram, Williamson, Favors. Of course, Williamson is going to be your big time scorer for the team, and then you have everyone else kind of packing in there. And then, of course, for Memphis, Ja Morant, Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Dwight Howard, and everyone else. Of course, Valanciunas also bringing up the rear on that end. Here are the FedEx Forum. So the big question will be for the Pelicans, how will they do with their big superstar? He did have a little bit of a knee injury this year, which kept him. He played one game in the summer league, injured his knee, and now he's out for the rest of the. And now he's out from the summer league title. And there's J.J. Redick with the 3 right off the bat. I would say New Orleans definitely is, since they won't have Anthony Davis. They have all those trade overs, with the Lakers trading a good bit of their starting 5 for Anthony Davis. I'm not expecting them to really come out and tear the roof off. Ingram, he's got to be able to make a difference. And Zion Williamson, boy, he Jackson Jr. with the foul there, but boy, he was just absolutely hounded there in the corner. And you gotta figure that Lonzo Ball definitely looks different wearing the Pelicans blue. And Favors trying to get the rebound coming off his hands there. So Ja Morant coming. And this is where this kid's going to be mighty good. He can drive the lane. He could really do things well. Now, 3-point shooting. Not sure how well his 3-point shooting was in college. But you do have Ingram. You do have... So Williamson against Junior. And if he can make some maneuvers like that, get around the defense, he should be able to score from close. For Andre Iguodala, it would be interesting how well he fits in with the Memphis team, since he did play for Golden State for a few seasons. So Ingram for 3 nails that one. So 8-2, Pelicans in front of the Grizzlies right now. And now Jay Crowder, who played for Boston. And there's 2 points for Dwight Howard. For Dwight Howard, the big question is going to be, Okay. Big question is, how is Dwight Howard with all of his back issues? Is he going to be able to really give Memphis a big help? Alright, so Mike is home. So good defense by Derek Favors, forcing Howard to kind of go the other way and go right out of bounds. And three-pointer for Zion Williamson. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. And three-pointer there, nice. For James Jackson Jr. Alright, so first basket of the game for Derek Favors in the middle. But yeah, Mike, I'm just doing taking a look at next season's rosters, just to kind of see just how well the rosters will be looking like for next season. So, whoa. And Zion Williamson, 7 points already. And there's a block by Favors. And there's a three for Jackson Jr. again. So Favors with the nice 2 points. Got the rebound from Dwight Howard and 2 easy points there. And Lonzo Ball with the and there's a timeout by the Grizzlies. So Lonzo Ball with a nice little maneuver there, get the 2 easy points and a 21-12 Pelicans lead at this point. So it'll be interesting to see how the Pelicans will do. So complete substitution of their starting 5 as Okafor, Diallo, Williamson moving to the small forward position Jrue Holiday taking the, and there's a foul on Jrue Holiday. His first foul to Ja Morant. And there's a three-pointer for Holiday. For Jrue Holiday. And there's two easy points there. Mismatch with Valanciunas and Holiday. Oh, Holiday can't get that jumper to go. And, whoo, that barely just rolled in. And, yeah, Okafor's got to be able to hit those. And there's a foul on Sheik Diallo. As Iguodala going to the free throw line, nailing the 3-point the old-fashioned way. And nice maneuver there. So Jrue Holiday with 2 points and 26-21 lead. Hey, Williamson for three. Boy, if he can, develop that 3-point touch as he did at Duke. And Valanciunas Diallo's got to be able to finish those. There's a nice deal there. And there's a foul on Iguodala, his first. So 1 for 2 for Williamson at the free throw line. And there's a quick foul by E'Twaun Moore. So Jackson Hayes also in the game, the young man from Texas. Has nice defense, forcing that miss. Hey, Williamson, he'll be the go-to man. And, oh, nice job there. So end of the first period, New Orleans with a 32-23 lead, and if they can keep this type of, if they can keep this going, you know, they still have, you know, a little bit of learning to do for this team and everybody in with it. Now that will be the big factor. Can, you know, how well this team can gel together, or will it be strictly, you know, get the ball to Zion Williamson every time? If you kind of space it out, play your position, and that good. As Iguodala gets that finish. Overall, I think he'll do well for JB Bickerstaff's team. And nice scoop and score there for Jrue Holiday. So Hayes with the steal there, and oh, Jay Morant with the block. Yes, that ball goes out of bounds. And Williams with another three-pointer. Now, if he can really get off on a good roll, then I think there will be ooh. So John Morant. And Williamson against John Morant, as that was an absolute switcheroo and mismatch. As Williamson, I tell you, if he can keep himself healthy and avoid injury issues as he did in the summer league, he should be good to go. But the big question is how well that knee holds up. Yep, wham bam. How well that knee holds up, that's going to be the big factor. You know, he injured his knee in college at Duke during the North Carolina battle, when his shoe exploded, and then he injured his knee as he was going down, which led to a fast break point, 2 points for the Tar Heels. And then he was fine. Of course, they kept him out through the rest of the regular season, came back, led his team to the Sweet 16 or Final 8 in the tournament, in which they lost to Michigan State. And then he injured his knee again in the first game of the Summer League. So it's really going to be a question of just how well the team, if he can, if he doesn't go to the DL too much, doesn't have to. The biggest concern about him, he's 6'7", 285 pounds, which is, and for his versatility, he is an explosive player. Very tough to guard, but that was to a point in college. Not too many guys of his stature in college. So the big question is going to be, how will he do with the rugged schedule of the NBA? Plus, college is 30 plus 40 games depending on the tournament. Where in the NBA, you're playing an 82-game schedule. So, how well he can keep himself going depends on him and his well-being. So hopefully he'll be able to, keep himself going. And there's a foul on Favors, his first. So John Morant with 9 points in the game so far. And make that 10. If he can cut, drive, shoot, just like he did in college, I think he'll be a big help to the team. And and as long as the weather holds up tonight, I'm going to be cutting more videos tonight with Train Sim World. So I'll be releasing. Oh shoot! I'll be doing more Train Sim World, the start of my just kind of feeling, just kind of what I was talking about last night. And also I'm going to be starting with the 2nd and 10 football game, if you remember that from most of the time I played that game was on Hitbox. But if you remember that game, I'm starting with the NFL, but starting with the NFL at the start, which was 1932. So I'm going to be so I will be doing that coming up later tonight. So after the live stream is over, then I'm going to be cutting my next video for Diamond Simulation World. So be on the lookout for that, as that probably will not be processed and done till tomorrow morning. And as always, if you like what you see, please feel free to hit like, subscribe to my channel, and also once I start releasing the other content, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you thought. And right now Memphis really struggling in this game. Not to say that New Orleans has been equally, well, probably the right guy to send to the free throw line as Jackson picks up his second foul. And that's a weakness of Lonzo Ball, is that free throw, as he misses both there. And there's 2 points. So 46-35. And then with all the new stuff I got coming, out this year and this season, I am super excited. You know, you got PES 19 coming, PES 20, excuse me, coming out, and of course the continuation of our Favors nails the three. So Iguodala trying to shake Redick. And the ball goes out off Ja Morant's leg there, so it will be. And there's the schedule for the Pelicans, the Warriors, the Hawks, the Trailblazers, the Nuggets. Yep, right at that buzzer. Favors hits that three. Yeah, he definitely brings a. And there's Redick. And there's Favors with the rebound. Ooh, look out. Jackson Jr. trying to keep Favors away from the goal there. That did not quite go as he was hoping to. And there's a nice drive-in shot, goes in as Rapp picks up the foul and the 2 easy points. Yep. So Lonzo Ball hoping to hit this shot. Oh my goodness, 0 for 3. As defensively there. So Jay Crowder with 6 points as he played for Boston last season. And Holiday gets that nice shot. And there's a nice block by Ball on Ja Morant. So right now, boy, they are. Now the Pelicans looking pretty good. They got a 20-point lead on the Memphis Grizzlies. Of course, Memphis is going to be that team that's still in that process of working things out. And Crowder forcing a nails that three-pointer after the nice assist from Holiday. And as you can see there, and New Orleans, and we'll have to see just how well they do with the schedule the rest of the way. How well will they do in the long run in the process of this season? So John Morant with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 9 assists. Favors with 9 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. As no doubt, if Favors plays that way this year, you know, a chance to get a double-double. Yes, it is. As we take a look at what the scoring was, John Morant with 12 points at halftime, and Jackson Jr. 8 points, Jay Crowder with 6, Iguodala with 5, Valanciunas with 4, Dwight Howard with 2, Josh Jackson with no points, and then you have Rab, then of course a young man from Gonzaga, Brandon Clark, and then Chandler Parsons, Dylan Brooks, Tyus Jones, former Minnesota Timberwolf, and then Kyle Anderson. On the team for the Pelicans, 20 points by Williamson before halftime, as he had 13 in the first period and then 7 in the second, which gave him 20 by halftime. And then Lonzo Ball, 11 points, 2 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks for Lonzo, as he does have that 6'6" height advantage on John Morant. 9 points, 9 rebounds for Derek Favors, 3 block shots for Derek in this game, as he has certainly been a big presence. Drew Holiday, 9 points, 3 assists for him. JJ Redick with 6, Brandon Ingram with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Giulio Okafor, no points, so 3 rebounds. Shik Diallo also with 3 rebounds, no scoring. Jackson Hayes with 1 rebound, 1 assist. And Antoine Moore with an assist, and then Josh Hart and Nikhil Alexander Walker and Darius Miller have not played in the game yet, so we will take a look at the rest of this game. Looks like a pretty relatively close game there. Here, tie game with 117. Yeah, so the second half, a lot different here. So Valanciunas, as Josh Redick can't get that one to go. And fast break. So now it has been a while since the Pelicans have scored. Okafor, nice 2 points there, getting past Big Dwight and tying the game up with 38 seconds. Yep, ladies' favorite here. So, yeah, the first half, the Pelicans looked good. Second half, it seemed like maybe they kind of rested on their laurels just a bit, thinking this game was over. And it is not over. Zion Williamson, the player of the game tonight. No doubt he has been a big factor in this game tonight. Alright. No, 3-pointer, no good, and a foul on Valanciunas. So a second foul, so the ball will go back over to the Pelicans. And there there's a scoop and score. As Jrue Holiday scoring, getting past Ja Morant, and then Morant fouling him, but boy, what a finish. Oh, chance to ice this game with a 3-point lead. And there, 2 points the other way. Boy, that would have been and there's 2 easy points there with literally 0.2 of a second left on the clock. As everybody was expecting Zion Williamson to handle that last shot, and Jrue Holiday found the opening he needed to get to. He has scored the last 4 points. He did miss the free throw to make this a 3-point game. Yep, down to the wire once again. As that is the ball game, and the Pelicans barely hang on. 92-90 over Memphis. So what seemed like an insurmountable lead at halftime, and literally came down to the wire here at the end, as Memphis certainly did not give up in this game. They fought hard to the end. So, Ja Morant, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 blocks for him. Jay Crowder, 12 points, Valanciunas, 11 points. He had double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds. And the game, Jaren Jackson Jr., 10 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Dwight Howard, 9 points, 14 rebounds, and a block shot for Big Dwight. The big question for him is, can he keep healthy with his back issues? That's been a big question for him the last several seasons, is can he keep healthy? Josh Jackson, 8 points, 2 rebounds. Brandon Clark, 8 points, 2 rebounds for him. Iguodala, 7 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds for him. Ivan Rabb, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Parsons and company did not play. Zion Williamson, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He only had 4 points in the second half, so that tells you just how well in defense they came up on him. Jrue Holiday, 15 points, 3 assists for Jrue. And Lonzo Ball, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 for 5 from the free throw line. So, free throw, working on him on his free throw game is going to be major for this young man. Derek Favors, 12 points, 12 rebounds in the game. Ingram, 10 points, JJ Redick, 9. Sheik Diallo, 5 points, 7 rebounds. Okafor, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 block shots in the game. Jackson Hayes, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and each one more in 11 minutes of play. Did not score any, but had 1 assist in the game. So that'll be it. That will be throw out the crying towels. Throw out the sweat towels. You may be sweating on some games with New Orleans in that fact. So next we'll check out the Timberwolves with the acquisitions they do have. Jeff Teague, Andrew Wiggins, Robert Covington, Jordan Bell, the kid over from Golden State, and then Karl Anthony Towns, and then against the Spurs, Devontae Murray, DeMar DeRozan, Damari Carroll, Rudy Gay, and LaMarcus Aldridge. The big question is going to be for the team is how well will the Timberwolves. Yes, it was a great game. Big question is here, how well can the team do all around? Of course, you have Jarrett Culver, the big kid from Texas Tech, leading his team to the national championship. Shabazz Napier, I think a solid pickup. He's been on some teams that's just been very heavily dominated with stars. Starting from the team he started, that he was recruited, drafted by the Miami Heat, and just not able to really find his footing with that team. And then Jake Lehman. Big question is, how well will he fit into the process of the game? And then of course Noah Vonleh, and then of course Okogie, and then Kieta Bates-Diop, the small forward from Ohio State. So there is the 5-time champions banners hanging up here at the Raptors at the AT&T Center as the San Antonio Spurs taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here, this quick look into the new season. So Teague, Wiggins, Covington, Bell, and Towns for the Timberwolves. Murray, DeRozan, Carroll, Gay, and Aldridge for the Spurs. So the big matchup, of course, in this matchup, Aldridge, and of course the big cat in the middle. And there's a foul on Teague right off the bat as Murray kind of did a stutter step move to get contact and then gets to the free throw line. And there's 2 for 2. And there's a big cat. Nice 2 points there. Good passing, good assist. No, Jordan Bell, I tell you, looks mighty different. Oh, mighty different in Minnesota uniform. Especially if you've been accustomed to seeing him in the Golden State. And the Golden State blue. And Covington, nice assist from Wiggins. So DeMar DeRozan, and there's 2 points for Aldridge. And nice rebound there by Bell. And that's how he gets the majority of his points inside, is that excellent position, getting the offensive rebounds, putting the ball back in. And Aldridge just over the hands of the big cat there. So DeRozan guarding up on Teague here is Teague. Oh, couldn't finish that one. Aldridge, right when you think you got him contained, he finds a way. And nice little fadeaway there, and the Big Cat had to get something off. And there's 2 easy points. And there's a nice 3-pointer for the Big Cat. So 12-11. And again, inside the Aldrich, I tell you, San Antonio trying to take advantage. And again, nice defense once again for the Big Cat, not giving up the... and there's a 3-pointer by Teague. Yeah, so far early in this game, the defense of the Timberwolves really doing well against containing DeMar DeRozan. The Aldridge with 8 points, the Big Cat with 7. And that was a bit of a rush shot. And there's 3-pointer for DeRozan. Now Wiggins. And there's 3-pointer there for San Antonio. And there's 2 easy points for Teague. Found his way to the basket. And there's a timeout by Greg Popovich of San Antonio. Man who has been around, oh my goodness, since forever. Alright, so Marco Bellinelli, Jake Lyman in the game now, the new free agent pickup, and Shabazz Napier. And then Noah Vonleh. And nice shot, nice recovery. And dang, Shabazz Napier picks up his first foul. You mean like Larry Bird? So Jared Culver in the game. Yeah, big question is how well will he do? The young man from led his team to the national championship game against Virginia. And there you can kind of see he has that big 6'7" frame, can be a real challenge. And Napier picking up his second foul. And White. And there's 2 easy points there. Good pass. 22-16. And Culver. Bellinelli gets that three-pointer, hiding behind the screen and roll. Culver is fouled by Jacob Paletti. So Culver will go to the line, so we'll see just how effective he'll be at the free throw line. Well, that's not a good start there. So 1 for 2 at the free throw line. And White for 3. So it's 28-17. And San Antonio really feeding off of the AT&T. Really feeding off of the AT&T crowd right now. As there's a nice shot there. 30-17. As nice little hook shot for Georgiou Dieng. 30-19. So 80% shooting early in this game for the Spurs. 53. Which still isn't too bad, but when the other team is only missing 3 shots, that's a little hard to deal with. And there they go. There they forced a bad shot inside the culvert. Nice 2 points. So Layman with a nice pass to Culver, and he scores the easy 2 points. And there is Dieng with the block, but Paletti with the flush. And Culver right there for the offensive rebound. 2 easy points. Yep, still lots of game to go here. As he hit the out of bounds line. No, Patrick Mills. Culver trying to beat the clock, does, but the shot does not go in. So 32-23 into the first period. The Spurs with the lead over Timberwolves, but like you said, Mike, still lots of game to go here. as Georgiou Dieng could not quite get that one to finish out. So White with Shabazz Napier on him. And there's 2 points for Marco Bellinelli, kind of going with the little bit of a screener roll there. And Napier coming off the double screen there. 34-25. So Lehman and Aldridge can't get that one to go. Nice rebound by Georgiou Dieng. And there, Noah Von Lee couldn't handle it, but Shabazz Napier. And again, trying to find Noah Von Lee in the middle. And Bellinelli scoring 2 points. And nice maneuver by Zhang. And so the Big Cat looking to, waiting his turn to come back in the game. And there's 2 easy points for Derek White. Turnovers for the Spurs, and no points off turnovers. Lehman trying to find the 3, and nice save there from saving it from going out of bounds. Culver, nice 3 for Shabazz Napier. As Noah Von Lee in defense. Yeah, the big question is just how well will Culver really gel with the team, and can he be, a big-time prolific scorer for the team? I mean, with a team of Andrew Wiggins and company, Shabazz Napier, the Big Cat, Andrew Wiggins, all those guys, how he'll kind of fit in the spectrum of everything, and see how he'll kind of work into the lineup. And as I said before, can he be that prolific scorer that the Timberwolves have always looked for? Maybe somebody that can score the points like the Big Cat can. And little alley-oop, trying a little layup alley-oop there, did not quite work out that way. And there's Andrew Wiggins getting open. thanks to the double screens there. So Paletti and the Big Cat. Now that's the matchup on the floor right now. Just and Carroll for three, no good. And here goes. Covington for three as he nails that one, 42-37 in front of Zamari Carroll. Oh, there's a quick foul. Covington, his first. So 5:47 to go here. Paletti trying to make some maneuvers on the Big Cat. Steps on the line. And it will be a turnover back the other way. So Paletti playing in place of LaMarcus Aldridge. You know, trying to give him a breather. And Covington, just off the back of the rim on that three-point attempt. So Teague really, oh my goodness, that ball just kind of sat on the rim for a while and then finally fell in. And there's Big Cat trying to Carroll and Covington. Oh, there's a foul. Second one on Covington. And good steal by Wiggins. Leading the break, Jordan Bell. Nice 2 points there. So 12-4 in the last 5:40. The Timberwolves have been trying to cut this lead down. And Zamari Carroll can't get that one to go. Yeah, if he can't really deliver for the Spurs, the big question is going to be just how well he will do overall. There's a three-pointer. There's a three-pointer by Jeff Teague, and now it's a 2-point Spurs lead. What seemed like a very comfortable lead. Ultimately, the Timberwolves have certainly trimmed it down here. And again, another miss. So ultimately, the Spurs and there's a 3-second violation on Jordan Bell inside the lane. A little bit too long there. So Forbes, DeRozan, and Carroll will play the center position now as that's a way to really stretch the floor out. Wiggins did all he could against DeRozan there. But DeRozan finds a way to make it count. So 67% to 58%. No, Teague for three and can't get that one in. Juwan Murray with the nice rebound, preventing the Big Cat from getting his hands on it, and 2 points for DeRozan. So he scored the last 4 points on this little 4-0 run, especially after Minnesota trimmed it down to 2 points. And my goodness, Wiggins missing. And Ooh, nice rebound, nice defense for Wiggins. Bell with a nice score there. So 48-44. 8 points, all in the paint for Jordan Bell tonight. And there's a foul on Jordan Bell, his first. So with 1:38 left to go here in the first half, Murray with 7 points in the game. And then 8. And T gets that one to rattle and roll. So 6-point lead down to 3 as Teague nails that 3-pointer. So 50-47. So far, yeah, you gotta give it to Minnesota. They are hanging in there. And Towns for 3. Boy, he is prolific from outside. 7 of 15 for the game. 3 for 6. And there's and Wiggins, 2 easy points the other way, so still a 2-point lead for the Spurs. And there's a foul on Jeff Teague, his second. So Murray missing that one after going 2 for 2 the last time. So Culver in the game, and then skying high for that rebound. The crowd chanting defense here. So Napier can't get that one to go as Minnesota still down 2 points at halftime, 54-52, as the Spurs so there you see 4 points, 3 assists for Andrew Wiggins in that first half. He really did not score his first 2 until the second period. So the Big Cat 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Aldridge 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 58% to 68. Both teams are even in rebounds. So the big question is, can Minnesota continue to make things count here? We take the halftime scores. Halftime stats at halftime: Aldridge with 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Derek White 10 points, DeRozan 8, Devontae Murray 8, and Bellinelli 7, Rudy Gay 5, Forbes 2, Paletti 2, Mills with none, Carroll with none. He took 2 3-pointers. Samnich has not entered the game yet. And then Jeff Teague 11 points, 2 assists for the Timberwolves. The Big Cat, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Jordan Bell, 8 points, 1 rebound. For him, Culver, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal for the young man from Texas Tech. Shabazz Napier, 5 points and 1 steal for him. And then Wiggins, 4 points, 3 assists, 1 rebound. Georgiou Dieng, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and a block shot for the young man out of Louisville. And then Covington, 3 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Jake Lehman, 9 minutes, no scoring. He did take 1 shot, 1 assist for him. Noah Vonleh, same for him. Dang, Okogie, and Kate Bates Diop have not entered the game yet. So as we take a quick let's see, Minnesota taking that 2-point lead here. And then we'll get down to the last 150 here, 97-93. And there's 2 points for Brian Forbes. 97-95. Here goes. And it's the Big Cat. Oh, can't get that one to go in. He normally does not miss from there. As nice defense once again. As Derek White for 3. And Culver with a nice scoop and score there. 98-99 in favor of Minnesota there. Culver making that nice little scoop and score. So Jordan Bell tonight, 16 points, 8 of 9 shooting. As Bell just had a tip on it, but it still went in. As there's a quick foul there as Culver with his first foul. And Teague trying to make something happen there, just could not quite do it. Third foul, DeRozan will get the first one to go in. And 2 for 2. Minnesota will call a timeout. So 3-point lead for San Antonio. This is generally how this game has gone, back and forth, up and down. So Wiggins. So Covington got the 3-pointer. So nice maneuvering of the ball around, and Robert Covington ripping that 3-pointer for the tie score, 102-102. Yep. So 6.8 seconds to go in this game. As we're going to overtime. Holy cow, bonus time basketball. And we'll be right back. So there is the Coyote, mascot of the San Antonio Spurs. And once again, these two teams have just been battling each other tooth and nail. So the Big Cat, and there's 3 seconds in the lane on 3 seconds in the lane on Aldridge. And nice. As Aldridge came to double team Wiggins, and that left the Big Cat open for 2 easy points. So Minnesota really forcing San Antonio likes this pace out speed where they can score. As Rudy Gay scores there. So Gay with 15 points, Jordan Bell with 16 in the game. Now Wiggins can't get that one to go on the fadeaway. And DeRozan for 2. So 106-104. And there's 2 easy points for the Big Cat. So once again, knotted up 106-106 here. As good defense by Wiggins, and that's a 3. So 109-106. As Bell trying to find a mid-range jumper on that one, can't do it. And there's 2 easy points, 111-106. And, so Wiggins can't get that one to go, and that's 2 easy points the other way. As the Spurs 113-106, as the Timberwolves going to call a timeout right now. As as you can guess, Thibodeau is not happy. So Von Lee and company are in. Shabazz Napier. Now inside to the Big Cat. Oh my goodness. Maybe it's all that traffic that was coming towards him that kind of messed him up, but so attempted alley-oop there, went nowhere. There's a nice slam, nice pass for Shabazz Napier to the Big Cat, and it's a 113 to 110 lead. So 5-point lead right now. There's a foul on the Big Cat, his first. And 115, 108. And Shabazz Napier, 115, 110. Boy, I tell you, scoop and score there. Oh, almost a steal. And Napier fouls out of the ball game. 14 points for the young man. And Devontae Murray certainly having issues at the free throw line. And 6-point lead right now. Teague in the game. Covington for three. Can't get that one to go in. And Noah Von Lee with the foul. Only his first. Yeah, I don't know what it is at home, but the Spurs are incredibly tough at home. And then Teague, nice three there, 118, 113. So Teague fouls out. Oh boy, who is going to be running point now? 16 points for Teague, so 14 for Napier, 16 for Teague. And Culver will come in as he'll hit that nice three, 120, 116. There's a quick foul on DeRozan. Culver's second. So 4 seconds. So yeah, Minnesota not going to get the win here tonight, but they have certainly fought hard. And then we'll take a look. Oh! And then we'll take a look. Nice three again for Culver. The Spurs call a quick timeout. That has now trimmed the lead to a 4-point lead, but with 4/10 of a second, this game is basically over. So good rally by the rest of the guys, Culver especially, as he certainly has done a good job keeping this game close. And that's the game. So 122-119, San Antonio in overtime takes care of the Timberwolves here at the AT&T Center. What a game it was too. Absolutely fantastic game. So DeRozan and Aldridge both with 24 points in this game. Derek White with 19 for Spurs. Rudy Gay 18 points. Murray 17. Bellinelli with 11. 4 Carroll with only 3 in the game. Belletti with 2. And then Mills and then Smanich did come in for 1 minute. Young 18-year-old out of Croatia. As Aldridge led the team with 11 rebounds, double-double for him, and led the team in assists with 7 assists, and he also had 2 blocked shots in the game. Jared Culver leading the Timberwolves with 23 points, 20 minutes, as he had 6 points in overtime, 2 3-pointers, 4 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 steal. The Big Cat, 22 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and 1 block shot for him. 9 of 18 shooting for him. Jeff T, 16 before he fouled out, 4 assists. Jordan Bell, 16 points, 8 rebounds, a steal, and a block shot for Jordan. So a lot of those tend to come off offensive rebounds, which he had 3 of them in this game. Shabazz Napier, 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 2 3-pointers for him, 2 for 5 shooting from deep. Begins only with 11 plus a steal and a block, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for him. Covington with 9, Dieng with 6, Lehman with only 2 points, but he had 2 steals in the game. Von Lee with 2 assists, and Dieng, Okogie, and Bates Diop did not play the rest of the game. So we'll take a look just to kind of see. We'll fast forward to the All-Star break here. See how the team is. See how the team is going into the All-Star break. And then we'll check the records and all that good stuff. See how we do overall. So far, we're not doing too bad. Oh, that's the Spurs, but now we'll check the records at the All-Star break, see who is there on top and all that good stuff. See what teams are, are they kind of measuring up to possibly the expectations of what we were expecting of them, or are they not performing at all? So that'll be the interesting part. Well, so far through the first half of the season, the Spurs have taken 2 straight against Golden State. Yeah, Golden State definitely a different team without Klay Thompson. And it's just all a guess here at this point. And not bad at all. You gotta give it to the Timberwolves. They really fought hard in that game. Even though they came up short. Playing in San Antonio is a tough arena. So no, we don't want the captains. Nope. We're going to kind of pretty much keep everything the way it is with these clubs, and then kind of see how we're looking towards the All-Star break. So as we check out the standings, so far we'll just go through the division real fast. All right, in the Atlantic, Brooklyn Nets looking good. Now, needless to say, this is with Kevin Durant playing, so I don't believe he'll have that good a start without him. But they do have Kyrie Irving, and both with Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn 32-10 first half of the season. Philadelphia 25-17, Boston 21-20, which is not too bad, with Kemba Walker leading the team, Marcus Smart, Jason Tatum, Gordon Hayward, and then Enes Kanter is your starting 5, and then the next at 19-22, so not too bad. Yes, you have Elfrid Payton at point, R.J. Barrett, young man from Duke, and then Bullock, and then Julius Randle, and then Bobby Portis in the middle. Then, of course, backing him up is the young man Mitchell Robinson, the 7'1" center, and then Dodson, Schreier, Ellington, Kevin Knox. So, I mean, there's a lot of, so far, I don't think 19-22 is too bad. Toronto, boy, yeah, it's kind of hit them just a little bit. Kyle Lowry, Norman Powell, Rondae Hall, Jefferson, Pascal Siakam, and Marcus All. Definitely a bit of a difference when you don't have the man, Jeffrey Leonard, on the team, as he was your spark plug last season. In the Central, the Pistons 24-12, 4-game lead over the Cavs. So both teams really kind of surprising me. Derrick Rose leading the point guard position there. Luke Kennard, Tony Snell, Blake Griffin, Andre Drummond in the middle, really commanding the doing things well. Cleveland And it kind of surprises me a little bit, but not too bad. Darius Garland at point, Jordan Clarkson, Larry Nance, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson and Henson. Then, of course, you do have Deldova, but then you also have Colin Sexton helping out in the point guard position too. Milwaukee struggling 20-18 with Bledsoe, Middleton, Anthony Canapo, Ilya Silva, and then Brook Lopez. And then you have Wesley Matthews, Robin Lopez, George Hill, Connaughton, Lure, Dwight Bucks, DeVincenzo, E.J. Wilson, and then Sterling Brown. So maybe the difference is missing that man they had last season, Malcolm Brogdon. But the Pacers exactly haven't put in a stellar run here. 17-24 here in the first half of the season. 11-11 at home, but 6-13 on the road. So the road schedule's kind of getting to them just a little bit. Brogdon, Oladipo, Chandler, and then Sabonis, and then Miles Turner helping out that lineup. And then the Chicago Bulls with point guard Kobe White with that big afro of his, Zach LaVine, Otto Porter, Laurie Markkanen, and then Wendell Carter Jr. Then, of course, Thaddeus Young, Satoransky, Denzel Valentine, Shaquille Harrison, Chandler Hutchinson, Wayne Selden, Luke Cornett, and everybody else. So, does not look like the future is going to be looking too bright for the Bulls once again. In the Southeast, Orlando, who made the playoffs last season, right now 22-19 here the first half of the season, 2-game lead over the Hawks in the Southeast. The Hawks at 17-18. Orlando with Markelle Fultz, Fournier, Isaac Gordon, and Vucevic commanding that starting five. And then you have the Hawks at 17-18 with Young, Werder, DeAndre Hunter, the young man from Virginia, Jabari Parker, averaging 16 points a game for the Hawks this season. Then John Collins in the middle. And then backing him up is Alex Len, Cam Reddish, the young man from Duke, averaging 7 points a game. And then Damian Jones, who came over from Golden State to Atlanta this season. So the big question is, how will the second half schedule go? Charlotte 13-28 with Rozier the third at point, Malik Monk, Nicholas Batum, P.J. Washington, young man from Kentucky, averaging 6 points a game, and Bismack Biyombo in the middle, and then everyone else kind of right there. But again, the struggles for Charlotte. Miami Heat 10-30. We thought maybe the Goran Dragic with Jimmy Butler coming in, but obviously has not quite gone to fruition this year. Could be. And then of course Tyler Hero, the young man from Kentucky, averaging 6 points a game, 2 assists, but definitely has not quite gone off the way they were hoping it would this season. Then the Wizards just beyond terrible, 9-32. John Wall, Isaiah Thomas, Rua Hachimura, Bertans, Thomas Bryant in the middle. Then in the Southwest, the Rockets 30-16 with that Westbrook Harden combination, Gerald Green, PJ Tucker, and Clint Capella leading the Southwest Division. Of course, San Antonio right behind them with Murray, DeRozan, Gay, Simonich, and then LaMarcus Aldridge. And then the New Orleans Pelicans at 22-15 here in the first half. So New Orleans not doing too bad under the first year under Zion Williamson with Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and then Derek Favors in the middle. Dallas Mavericks 18-21 with Berea, Hardaway Jr., Doncic, Porzingis, and then Boban Marjanovic, and then Dwight Powell backing them up. So, and then Memphis 17-22, so not too bad for Memphis with John Morant, Andre Iguodala, Jay Crowder, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Jonas Valanciunas, and then Dwight Howard backing him up in the center position. Denver leading the Northwest 27-16. Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Will Barton, Paul Millsap, and Nikola Jokic commanding that starting five. And then Oklahoma City Thunder, well, this is quite surprising with Chris Paul, Terrence Ferguson, Andre Roberson, Gallinari, And then, of course, Steven Adams, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander backing him up. And so far 20-16 in the first half. That's not too bad by the Thunder. The Jazz 20-20. I was expecting a little bit better from them with Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Joe Ingles, and Ed Davis, and then Rudy Gobert. And then, of course, the acquisition of Bojan Bogdanovic, a young man who did really well in Indiana last season. But I guess they're just getting used to the mountain, the higher altitude gotten to him just a bit. Minnesota 19-20 through the first half of the season, not too bad. With Teague, Wiggins, Covington, Bell, and the big cat, and then Culver coming off. He's averaging 13 points a game this first season with the Timberwolves. And then Shabazz Napier, 8 points a game, 5 rebounds a game, and just about 1 block per game. And Shabazz Napier, 8 points, 3 assists a game for the young man from Connecticut. And then Jeff Teague averaging 11 points, 5 assists a game for him, but he's only hitting 31% of his 3-pointers from deep. So things might have to change just a bit. Andrew Wiggins averaging 15 points a game for Minnesota, which is 2 below what he had last season. And then the big cat averaging 17 points a game. So if he's going to catch up to what he had last season, he'll have to kind of pick it up just a little bit. But not too bad first half of the year. Portland 20-23 with Lillard, McCollum, Hood, Hassan Whiteside, and Joseph Nurkic in the middle, along with Kent Bazemore and company. 20-23, so a little bit surprised there with Portland struggling. 9-9 at home, but 11-14 on the road, where the Timberwolves are 11-10 at home, but 8-10 on the road. So not too bad, but they're 4-2 in division play, so that's not too terrible. And the Clippers, well, kind of was expecting that. The Clippers have just blown the doors off here. Beverly, George, Kawhi Leonard, JaMychal Green, and Montrezl Harrell led them to a 30-6 start. 16-3 at home, 14-3 on the road. 5-0 in division play, as Golden State right behind them at 23-16. As they've had a little bit of they've had some losses. The Lakers, the first half of the year, 20-16. Quinn Cook, Danny Green, LeBron James, Kyle Kuzma, and DeMarcus Cousins, along with Thabo Sefolosha. So, but the big question will be, second half of the year, will the push be enough for LA to get back to the playoffs? Sacramento at 16-22. De'Aaron Fox, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, Marvin Bagley III, and Rashawn Holmes in the middle. So still, up and coming team, but they will get there. And in Phoenix, I was a little surprised with this record with Rubio, Michael Bridges, Kelly Oubre Jr., Bender, and DeAndre Ayton, and then Kaminsky playing in backup role, Tyler Johnson, Cameron Johnson. I was maybe expecting a little bit a better result for them, Devin Booker, but we'll see how the second half of the season goes for them. Who knows? Who knows at this point? As we get into, the big question will be, will the Lakers do enough to get into the playoffs? That will be the big question right there. And then we'll take a look at the All-Star game, and then we'll take a look at one more game here tonight, which is the Lakers and Boston. So to a point, you kind of knew that was going to come with a big rivalry matchup with these two rivals. So Kemba Walker, Rajon Rondo. So Kemba Walker, Marcus Smart, Tatum, Hayward, and Cantor. And then Davis, Cousins, LeBron James, Caldwell Pope, and Rajon Rondo running the point guard position. And then you got Quinn Cook backing him up. Yep, you never know how the fates are going to take you. As we'll take a look at this game, and then we'll kind of run it through the second half of the season, and then kind of see who gets into the playoffs through this 2019-20 simulation. And will it be enough for the Lakers to get back into the playoffs? That will be the big question right there. So Boston coming out, trying to and there's Cousins with the rebound. Nice job there. So over to LeBron James. Caldwell Pope can't get that three-pointer to go. Now the big question is how effective will A-Train be for the Lakers this year, along with LeBron James. Oh, nice block there by Caldwell Pope. And then over to the A-Train with the nice assist, as the A-Train humbling, dealing with a little bit of a, we'll check the injury in a minute. So Tatum, with the coverage of who right there, that's 2 easy points there. So Kemba Walker, the first game you're seeing him in Boston Green. So Cousins with Cantor right there. Nice defense by Cantor to prevent that shot from going in. Shake and bake on Caldwell Pope here. And right now the ball is loose. And there's LeBron James with a nice slam. And with the A-Train taking number 23, LeBron James going back to his number he had in Miami, number 6. So Hayward trying to shoot over Davis. Not the easiest thing to do. As Cousins trying to get that one to go in. And there's a moving screen there by DeMarcus Cousins, as he was not all the way set. So unfortunate there. So first foul on DeMarcus Cousins. And there's a quick foul on the A-Train, his first. As James with a nice rebound there. Nice defense on who. And the A-Train, nice buzzer beater on the shot clock. So 6-2 lead there. And there's a timeout by Boston early in this game. 6:41 left to go in the first period. LA only has a 6-2 lead. So Brad Stevens wants to talk it over. So Quinn Cook coming in the game.